podcast in 4-4.
All right, greetings everyone in Podcastville. We are back after a long hiatus. We have the man with more drama than Sally Jesse Raphael. We've got the long-awaited Huddy Barron.
The huddiest.
The huddiest of HUDs. He is the Waycross's very own Brett the Hitman Sharp. And not only have I got a haircut this week, I also dropped 280 pounds, buddy, in case you didn't recognize me.
I thought you was bigger before.
No, I dropped 280 pounds. I left Duncan's big ass at his house.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he my mic's really hot. Yeah, he there's something going on with him. Like I think he has a prolapsed anus or something, because every week when we try to record, there's something wrong. And we would like to thank our sponsor, Vagisil, for sponsoring Duncan and his recovery of the itchy vag that he has.
Okay, yeah.
So we're gonna do a couple of we're breaking the mold a little bit. We're gonna do just an off the cuff little short segment of Frank and Buddy. I would like to bring something out. You can't see this, but Buddy and I were in an 80s band years ago, and we wanted to give him the opportunity to set the record straight, because Buddy is a very intelligent person, but his mouth goes faster than his brain sometimes.
This is true.
It's like there's some kind of communication breakdown, and he's more of a tornado of words or a ratchet jaw, but he has the brain of Socrates. So,
That's a deadly combination.
Yeah, so he'll flood you with words, and unfortunately the good ones don't always come out. So I started this thing called the Buddy Board, and to be honest with you, I just threw the pen away. I gave up because I got carpal tunnel from trying to keep up with all the shit he was saying. But anyways, I'm going to read, and this is 10 years ago or 8 years ago or whatever, and it's been in my shed, but I dug it out for this special event. So I'm going to go one by one. I'm going to give you an opportunity to explain everything that you said all those years ago that you didn't know I kept up with.
I'm surprised you still have it.
I keep everything, including STDs.
I'm surprised there's not more stuff on there, too.
I gave up. Number 1, never change the path of a turtle.
Yes, you don't ever want to do that. You don't want to send him back in the direction he's coming from, because if you put him back there, he's going to go right back to the direction he was going. So, regardless on the road, you always take him to the direction he's going.
This is also a public service announcement.
Yeah,
Never,
PSA.
ever change the path of a turtle, and never feed them after midnight.
Or you're just putting him, in harm's way, because he's just going to go back. He's going to turn right back around and go back that direction anyway. Just, just be friendly to our animals. Be careful.
Don't be a turd.
Don't do that either.
Think about what you're doing.
Don't get in a wreck and hold up traffic doing this either.
Yeah. Just take the turtle across the road, man. What's wrong with you? Second. This might be my favorite. Castor oil / the shit you oil casters with.
Why else would they name it castor oil?
Maybe somebody named Castor drank it and he had a...
Surely you can do better than that.
I don't know.
I have had castor oil one time. I guess it's the equal to the magnesium citrate that you guys drink. Probably tastes better, or the citrate probably tastes better than the castor oil does, but it does have the same effect.
Does it taste as good as this Eliano's? Eliano should sponsor us, by the way.
That'd be a good idea.
We're reaching out to you, Christy Foreman.
Right.
So, castor oil makes you poop.
It does do that.
Does it lubricate you like a castor? Did the poops roll out of you like a well-oiled castor?
It's uncontrollable and it's scary. Even, I mean, you can't stop it. There's no stopping it.
So you pretty much just have bowl sprayers for days? Or?
Yeah, you just better keep flushing. That's the only thing I can tell you. Just keep flushing. And
is it like a...
make sure there's nobody else home when you do this too, by the way.
Is it a knee hugger?
Well, being as my feet don't really touch the floor when I'm on the potty, it's kind of like this chair I'm sitting in right now. I should just sit Indian style all the time.
You know, I have to say, a lot of people make short jokes about Buddy. A lot of people talk about your height, but not nearly enough people talk about how much of an asshole you are.
A lot of people don't want to talk to short people anymore. They just don't, you know.
The Lord just...
I have been around people and it just pissed them off that I was just this short. It just pisses people off.
It's just because you look like Bret Hart, I'm telling you. Or a centaur.
Centaurs have 2 sets of ribs.
Really?
Think about it.
I heard you had your ribs removed because you read about that article. Next question.
Keep dreaming.
Okay, I'm going to set this one up. We were trying to learn a song, a particularly difficult song, and I'm over there picking out notes like, okay, I know it goes somewhere in here. And Buddy, out of nowhere, goes, did y'all know there's such thing as urethra fingering?
Yes, yeah, I got that off of Bubba the Love Sponge. He was pretty funny at that time. I hadn't heard him lately, but whatever.
Didn't he piss off Hulk Hogan?
They had a racing team together, I think,
and one of them's just racist.
That was Ned. Which I found some. I went back and looked at some of their stuff and found some of his material, which is hilarious. I've never heard anybody use the word jabron in such context.
Jabroni.
You're phony, jabroni.
Did you do any actual research on urethra fingering?
Well, they was just talking about it. Apparently, they had done some research on it to make it a focal point of their talk show, but I just thought it was funny. I did. I was like, I couldn't imagine having the patience to finger my urethra at the point of orgasm. I mean, that's what the point of it was. Maybe the girl does it to the guy. I don't know, but
But how can you finger your urethra? I mean, my fingers are long and skinny. Like, I don't understand the mathematics.
Do you know where the urethra is? I mean, do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your pee-pee hole.
It's a pee-pee hole. Well, I mean, I guess.
Mine's built like a squirt gun. Like, you know, it's tight.
Well, I guess you could just play with the tip of it then, just a little bit, you know. Just
is that the same
roll it
thing?
Around, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I've never tried it.
Well, these are your statements. I
just thought it'd be funny to say. It just kind of broke the, you know, the monotony of you boring people in band practice, and you know, that's the first thing that popped in my mind at the moment, and we just got finished describing. my mouth works faster than my brain, so I let it fly.
A wise man said that.
I let it fly like a fart in a fan. I just let it rip, and
I farted one time and it slowed the fan down.
It got put on the board.
It did, and it got put just before. Quote: "I'm the rockin' midget."
I am the rockin' midget.
I think they preferred to be called little people.
That's them. I'm just not.
But you're not little. You're not like, you're just vertically challenged. You're not horizontally challenged.
I think somewhere between a hobbit and a midget. I should belong in a shop with the rest of the ugly hobbits, but I don't know what else to do. I mean, I'm here in Waycross and trying to drink as much bottled water as possible.
You know, the funny thing is, you're by far not the ugliest person in Waycross, though.
I'm glad to hear that.
And I'm not even, I'm no homo. I'm just saying, I think you're being harder. And I shit on Duncan. Duncan's not ugly. Duncan just makes these, Duncan looks like he's chewing on a firecracker all the time with the faces he makes.
Duncan looks like that Bluto off of Popeye was his hero growing up. He probably don't even know who Bluto is. He's like 24 or something. I don't know.
It's 13.
No, he's older than that. I'm actually, 21 twice now. I'm not dyslexic either. So
Yeah.
I'm not 12.
Yeah, that girl said you were 21. I said, you're dyslexic. He's 12. Next question.
Next statement.
There's no preface to this. You just said, smoke barbecue. Once again, it's quiet in the room, and Buddy just says, Smoked barbecue sandwich fart.
Yeah, because I ate a hefty one from with Gary Lee's on the way back home from work that day. And that was just, I actually ate that. If anybody's ever had a barbecue sandwich from Gary Lee's Meat Market, you know this thing's the size of a Buick hubcap. And I eat that son of a bitch before I got to the Brantley County line.
Did you have some mustard and biscuits with it? Swallowed it with gravy?
He didn't have none of the big ones.
You ain't nothing but a... You ain't no count, boy.
Frank ain't much bigger than a squirrel.
Damn right. That's what makes me stand out around here. Speaking of, we had a conversation earlier, and you hit a good point. Everyone on Facebook is always saying, that's so Brantley County. Anytime you see something white trash. And you wanted to touch on that, and I would like to also.
Yeah. There's places far worse than Brantley County. It depends on where you go. I'm actually from this side of the river, which back in the day that meant something. Today, not so much.
White Trash Beach. I know where that is.
We can't escape white trash. White trash is going to blow around in the breeze in the south forever and a do. I mean, it's just the way it's going to be. But I went to a place today named, it's called Alma, Georgia, which is, don't get me wrong, folks, some of the most beautiful countryside that you're ever going to go through is Bacon County in the farm area. Rolling Hills is actually, you don't even know you're in South Georgia in some parts. It's really beautiful. But in the city limits of this place, I don't know why God shit on this city like he did or what happened. Somebody has taken a giant dump on this place, and it's far worse than Nahunta. It's far worse than Hoboken. It's even far worse than Hortense. Anyway, Frank burned down the store for trying to fry chicken late at night. He broke in up there, so just putting that out there.
I went down to the Page's stall. Used to be there, but then an animal, the bitch burned down. Burned down. So, and the only reason you say that Alma is worse than Brantley County is because you've obviously never been to God's butthole of the world called Middleburg, Florida.
Actually, I've passed through Middleburg.
Boy, keep passing. Don't stop.
Yeah, it was on my way to Tampa.
I almost got raped, robbed, and everything that can happen to a person all at one time. I was remodeling a house in Middleburg, Florida a few years ago, and I had to tuck my pee-pee between my legs because I was scared somebody's going to get it. Like, it was just the creepiest place I've ever been in my life.
That was not a good picture at all of you, Frank. Just
Buffalo Bill style.
Keep moving.
Put the lotion on your skin, boy. But it's a butthole of the world. It's Middleburg, Florida. I hope I never go back there. If I ever win the lottery, I'm going to buy all of Middleburg, Florida, because I'm sure I could.
Turn it into a giant Frank slum.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It already is a slum. I just have to put my name on it.
Yeah.
I heard that hurricane came through and it did $30 worth of improvement to Middleburg, Florida.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Next on the buddy board.
Can't even read it. It's so old.
I ain't never put string beans in a burrito, but I did, and that shit was good.
It certainly was. And I'm going to tell you the story behind this right here. I do construction. I've been painting houses for about 20 years. And during this time, I was working with a crew of really good Mexicans, really good guys. And
build the wall!
Actually, a lot of these guys were like really, spoke English really good, easy to communicate with at work, which you have to. But anyway, we're at lunchtime, and these guys share their lunch. It's like a buffet. They'll back their trucks up to an area and let the tailgates down and just fill them all up. But there'll be 4 or 5 trucks, and they'll all be filled up with food. And they don't give you a paper plate. They give you a tortilla shell. And you just go through, and everything, whatever you want, you put in the tortilla shell and you wrap it up. I came across the string beans, and I put them in with other stuff, and I rolled it up. And I never would have thought in my mind, to put, you don't have a plate. There's no what's the point in the plate. So I wrapped it up and ate it, and it was jam up.
How hungry were you at the time? By the way, I'm doing this Bob Barker style because my back hurts. I don't feel like leaning forward to this stupid crap.
I have to lean forward. If not, my feet will never touch the floor. So I can't. I got to sit forward.
Hey,
I'm taking a dump.
Can we do something? Since I think you're so well spoken, more so than Duncan, because he's just a big fat turd. When we post this, go to the Frank and the Jobber page, and I want you to post under the video if you want relationship advice from me and Buddy, because there's nobody that's been through more than us two together.
Frank knows that I have been through the screws. So he watched me go through it. Matter of fact, if it weren't for these guys, I probably would have had a hard time staying sane. Maybe sane with a question mark. You guys helped me a lot. But anyway,
I help in the way where I'm like, you suck. No, not really. Haha, you're cool, man. Let's go. Let's play some shows.
Shit.
Yeah.
She's stupid.
Yeah. Hose.
Stupid hose.
God, I'm lazy. Let's see. Oh, this is better. I can't see you. You looked at me one time whenever I got a new amp, and you said, man, I don't like that amp. You filling up all my bottom end.
I thought I said that to Jason.
The point is still you looked at a grown man and said, you filling up my bottom end.
Yeah. I probably, like I said, that good old mouth was running faster than my brain. Didn't put much thought into that. Of course, I, wasn't really expecting you guys to take that there, but whatever.
Just say you're gay, man. You gay?
Nah, I'm so homophobic. When I eat a hot dog, I start in the middle. I'm just kidding, not homophobic at all. I love everybody. I'm so homophobic that my house don't have a back door.
It's only gay if you push back.
I had a friend of mine, I thought he was gay one time until he went down on another dude, and he decided real quick he wasn't. He finished the golf because he's just a cool dude.
Okay, this is not all, but this is all I can read because it's faded over the last 8 or 10 years, unfortunately. And also, before we do the final thing of the Buddy board, if you have any good quotes from Buddy, post it under our video. We would like to know what other kind of things has Buddy said. And also, anything that you think is better about this short podcast without Duncan, you can post that as well. Okay, so the last thing on the Buddy board, Buddy said, it ain't always a competition, but with me it kind of is.
I don't remember saying that.
You did.
Just because you said I said it.
I can call 2 other people that I say you said it.
Okay. All right. Well,
You may have been drinking when you said it. I will give you that. I think I know what you meant. I think I
might have known what I meant. Would have meant if I'd said something like that, which I don't remember. But while in the context of what we were talking about or whatever, it's been 6 or 7 years ago, maybe. Music is certainly not a competition, especially with other musicians. But
man, piss on everybody.
The thing about this is, however, you definitely don't want to get up anywhere and suck ass. So if you want to be able to compete, especially with talented musicians, this place is full of them, you got to kind of practice on your own and kind of bust your ass at it. You got to, you just don't come natural to everybody like it does you, Frank.
It doesn't. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cut you off for a second. Music does not come naturally to me. There's no one in my family that plays anything. I had to work so hard in our 80s band just to sing. And you know that. And in fact, this past Friday, both my singers didn't show up and I had to sing. I don't suck, but, I just...
It's funny. I actually went back to one of our old videos where we played the Battle of the Bands in Nichols.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah.
We have the fastest version of Seek and Destroy online on YouTube. It's the fastest version. It's like we were on crack and played that song or something. Definitely was.
Do you remember we played Pride Fest in Valdosta? Speaking of homophobic, we're not homophobic.
Not homophobic at all.
We opened Pride Fest, for God's sake, in Valdosta.
We had about 24 drag queens standing behind us that were just beautiful and awesome, and
cheering us on.
Like it was like, you know, we went out there and what was the set, like 45 minutes or something,
and we blistered
and
it.
we punched them in the mouth. Everybody that was standing, it was like almost like an amphitheater kind of, because you know you're playing down and you know playing out. I mean, we're down and there, everybody else is up. So really nice place, nice venue, very nice people. Very nice people.
We were shocked, honestly. And no, not that we're, you know, crapping on the Pride Fest or anything, but whenever I told these guys, like, hey, I booked us for Pride Fest, they're like, Pride Fest wants a rock band? Like, what is this? And we got there, and it was not what we were expecting. We thought it was going to be a parade, and we're like playing a parade or something. They set us up on stage.
They gonna put us on a float.
Yeah, they were like super nice people, and you know, it was a good time. Man,
it was an awesome time. It was probably one of the better shows that we had. TW with us at the time.
Yeah,
playing drums, and that was a really fun band.
I remember I said something to TW that day. When he walked on stage, he looked, and he wasn't sure if those were women or men, the drag queens.
I don't think he really did. I think he probably figured it out pretty quick, but he had a double take. I had a double take.
And I told him, I said, don't worry, dude, you're ugly. They don't want you, so don't go there.
No, we Jason making sure that we had a good discussion before we got there. He turned the radio down and said, all right, guys. You know, I'm just kidding.
Actually, they were more worried about me because
Frank has a zero filter.
I piss on everybody. But I remember I told one of the cross-dressers, he was a large person. I said, for a fat girl, you sure do have little tits.
Big dudes. And these were like football players.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to punch me, but he was like, you're funny. And I was like, please don't hurt me.
You're funny.
Yeah. Well.
They smell good, too.
Yep.
Back when
so,
I smelled.
Buddy, what's your favorite song currently?
Oh, man, because I listen to old music. Like really old. I mean, old music, I guess, 70s. I'm listening to stuff like Traffic and
favorite song, though. You got to pick one that you got to listen to 10 times tonight before you go home.
I don't have one like that.
Currently,
I mean, no, I don't really. I've been listening to a specific genre and a style of music because I'm trying to learn how to play the bass. So
that's right. You swapped instruments recently, and that's cool. I filled in with this guy and the vegan monster known as Aaron Lane and Duncan. Duncan did his BS magnesium citrate on guitar, and I played drums, and it was pretty cool, man. We had a good time. Yeah, it was cool.
Cool venue.
And once again, Aaron did his awesome intro to Crazy on You.
I was just
sorry, Aaron, but you eat grass.
I just hope we made it through it. I eat the things that eat his grass too, which is going to wind up. I mean, if I don't eat a cow, they're going to eat him out of food.
Dude, you know how I control my diet? I buy fresh vegetables every day, and I feed them to my pig.
We'll fatten that thing up before Christmas.
So, what? I'll tell you what, because you know Duncan always talks
smoked barbecue pork sandwich for us.
That's, you know what? That's what we're gonna call this episode. This codcast. So
this is shit cast.
Since Duncan didn't show up, what was since I do such good impersonations, I'm gonna be Duncan for the next minute. What were you gonna say to Duncan? And I'll respond as Duncan.
You have a front butt.
F man, F this podcast. F you're dirty.
You stink. What'd you put on? Did you take a bath before you come up here?
Wrestling stuff. F.
Where was Duncan at when Owen died?
Was Duncan alive when Owen died? I think he was like 5.
I don't know. We have to like do the math on that.
Suck a ball, Duncan. You're not here. And you know, it's been kind of nice.
I had so much material prepared for you too, Duncan.
Go ahead, shit away. I don't care. I'm editing this one.
It's really not the same.
It's not. We're going to have you back because this isn't fair. But I want to, because Duncan, we haven't done anything like
this
a month.
This is an appetizer to what's in store, actually.
Yeah. This is called Short Clips with Buddy Herrin because Duncan keeps avoiding doing the podcast because
he knows what's coming.
Yeah, like I think he's just afraid. Like I had so many jokes ready for him, and he's just whatever. He still looks like he eats firecrackers. I don't care. The more you look at his face, the more you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks like he eats rocks for cereal.
I can't even imagine. I don't know.
And why is your hair white all of a sudden? Did you see a ghost?
I think I have. There's something happened dramatically, traumatically in my life.
Dramatically too.
Apparently, because when I started this gig about 10 years ago, I had brown hair.
You did.
And now it is white and gray, but it could turn whatever color it wants.
Did you dye it Saruman and you came back more powerful?
No, you noticed that all the girls are like dyeing their hair this color, right?
Oh, you're just trying to fit in.
I started it.
You can keep this in there, but one time I ran through a door. A chick spit on me and I ran through a door, I ran through the door. I ran full speed and ran through the door. And it looked like a cartoon, like there was an outline of my body. Doors don't stop
this
me.
Is back before he had glasses too, folks.
Yeah, this is probably why I have glasses.
Because he was blind.
Yeah.
Blinded with rage.
I am pretty stupid. I turn into white trash.
All I know is don't ever play in a band with Frank and not have your shit together. Just don't come to practice. Come to practice and not know your material or have faulty equipment that you haven't maintained through the week or just something stupid. I mean, just folks, don't ever play in a band with Frank.
And don't come at me with excuses.
Yeah. I mean, I've never actually been on the receiving end. Frank has probably had said 2 cuss words to me and our whole life just to set this record straight. And there's been a mutual respect there because
But we've had some people play with us that were great people, great musicians. But by God, buy a new cord, a guitar cable. Go to Hickory Win and buy another cable. They're only like $25.
Don't come to practice and put your strings on your bass.
And by God, don't come to a show when I'm trying to sing and your instrument is like feeding back because the cord has still messed up from 2 months prior when I asked you to, and then asked to borrow one of mine. Or buy drumsticks.
I don't know if I've
And
done
don't break my stuff. Don't use my drums and kill them. I had a guy, it's a little while back, that was hounding me. Man, I want to play drums in your band. This is a true story. I want to play drums in your band. I want to play drums in your band.
About.
Guess what? I said, okay. About a month ago, I said, okay, got some upcoming shows, might need a drummer. Come jam. The day I was supposed to jam with him, he goes, hey man, you gonna bring your drum set, right? I said, for what? He says, I don't own a drum set. I said, cool, you don't play drums either.
You could have said that to me about the bass amp. You very well could have. I mean, you could have said, you know what? You don't play bass no more, boy. It don't matter that y'all's power amp went out to your PA system, which I played through the PA system, which is convenient because that's the most heaviest piece of equipment in the whole band is the bass amp. I don't care. There's nothing else heavier than that.
It's filling up your bottom end.
Yeah, don't do that when I'm playing guitar, please. I mean, it's just, I know we were practicing. I said that out of complete ignorance too, by the way, when I said that. We were practicing in one of those rent-to-own sheds, but Frank had probably done bought. Actually, we started out in a shed smaller than that. We started out in a shed a little like Grandpa's shed that he hung the weed eater up on the wall.
Yeah, it was metal, and I remember it rained real bad in there.
Right, but we still practiced in there.
I got tinnitus from that place.
Frank's ears will never stop ringing.
They don't. They ring all the time. That's why I'm irritable, actually. Everyone thinks I'm just irritable naturally. It's just because my ears ring constantly.
That's got to be painful. I'm partially deaf in my left ear.
You're partially ugly, too.
You said that. But I wasn't the most ugliest, so I guess,
At least you don't look like you eat firecrackers.
I definitely can't hang a pot hook in my ear. Does anybody know what a pot hook is? This little tool we use on a paint bucket, and you clip it to it and you hang it on the ladder. Well, it's just in the perfect diameter to hang it in one of Duncan's earlobes. It just, like, he could, like, just hold my paint for me all day, and I just dip.
And if it's too tight, you can put a castor oil on it.
Yeah, that will keep it from rusting for sure. Yeah, and also keep you probably from getting, constipation.
Constipation, everyone. And don't forget, leave us, Buddy and I would like to answer your questions about relationships or Area 51 or,
nobody showed up for that.
Or just for men. If you have gray hair.
See, I've been forbidden, though. Actually, I have a lady here in town who's very, very good with hair, and a lot of her friends go to her, and I've actually been forbidden to color my hair. I've actually thought, hey, I've asked random friends, hey, do you think I should do something with my hair? Because I didn't mean for it to do this, you know what I'm saying? And nobody spilled paint on me. This is just not a hard life, because there's definitely people that's had it worse than me, but this is the fact that my life has taken on my hair. It hasn't turned loose yet, which I could.
You could point that out about me. Yeah, I was about to say, my hair is going. I know that. I got a 6 head.
Frank's hair is making a mass exodus.
It's okay, though. The more hair you lose, the more head you get.
I'm glad somebody's getting head.
So I'm going to end this show with... We're going to have Buddy back, by the way, if we can ever drag Duncan out of his house. I think he's too fat to fit through the door now, so we'll have to... my 600-pound life.
So, they're going to take the door out to get him out.
Unhinge the door, Duncan. We're on the way. And we'll put you in the back of the El Camino, you big sandwich. So, but I want to give one piece of relationship advice, because not enough young people know this. And Buddy will agree with me, because we're about the same age, and he knows similar things that I know. In this town, for the young men, if you're not that good looking, and you don't have a lot of game, if you want to meet women, all you got to do is get bad neck tattoos, quit your job, and move back in with your mom, and every girl in Waycross will come after you.
You might as well go ahead and bust out a few teeth too.
Well, that's to go without saying.
Do not brush your teeth. Don't brush your teeth, because you're not going to get close enough to smell your breath. Trust me.
Do you know how that the toothbrush was invented in Middleburg, Florida? Because it would be called a teeth brush if it was invented anywhere else, not a toothbrush. Buzzing. See you soon.
Thank you.